I'm never going to see my son ever again. I got a 3-year-old mom. My wife is not going to understand this. She's going to have a hell of a hard time dealing with the fact that I just burned to death at someone's house. You know, she'll get over it. She'll probably get remarried, probably to a cop. The kid's going to grow up throwing a baseball like this. Worst day ever. All right? Today sucks. And I'm dead. I'm done. I'm finished. So I'm going down to take a knee. And what stopped me was so freaking weird. It was a hallucination for all practical purposes. I see these pieces of paper in front of my face. Now, when I first got hired, 2002 in Fireman, our chief sends out an email when a fireman died. It's an automatic email from U.S. Fire Administration today. You know, Captain Joe Bob from Florida, 22 years of experience. You know, on September 15th at 9 p.m., firefighter fatality. And then it gives a little bitty short description. You know, firefighter Joe Bob was working an accident scene and died of an apparent heart attack. That's all it is. Just a little notification. Well, he sends these out to everybody in the park. And I would get them, and I would read them, and we had Outlook at that time, and I would read it in a little preview pane of the email thing. Well, that sucks, and I would delete it. Well, he had this little read receipt set up on his emails, that if you delete his email without reading it, he gets an email that says, hey, John Wright deleted your email without reading it. And by God, he fired an email back. All right, this is important, I sent these out for a reason. You didn't even read this, you deleted it. I'm like, oh my God, Chief, please don't fire me. I promise you, I read this out. I promise you, I'll tell you the guy's name. I tried to explain to him, and Microsoft Outlook was a preview pane. You know what? I don't give a damn, rookie. Read my emails. So ever since that day, every time he sends one of these things out, we get one every 3 days, year after year. You know, 100 guys die a year. So I saved them all in a folder. Every time he sends one out, it goes into a folder called deaths. And I've got 7,000 dead guys in my email right now. And my plan is that the day that he retires, I'm going to hit Control-A, select all, forward, send. There you go. Told you I was keeping these. I've already been told him to get the day off for it because it's going to crash the email system, but I don't care. So here I am taking a knee, and I start seeing emails on 8.5 by 11 pieces of paper with Times New Roman font, whatever. I could read the description of the times that I had seen where guys had been found dead under a window or dead on a hose line 2 feet from the front door. And every time I read those, I'm like, oh my God, dude, you were so close to not being dead. What kept you? Why couldn't you do that? Why couldn't you lean out of the window and just lean out the window, put your torso out, you can burn your butt cheeks off, that's cool. You get a butt transplant. I'm sure all the guys in the station will donate butt skin to you. Just for the fact that they go, hey man, how's my butt sitting today? Shut up, man, that ain't cool. Okay? So I start seeing emails, email. Firefighter found dead under the stairs. Firefighter found dead at the front door, under the window. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want that to be me. I'm going to be an email in a second, and I don't want that to be me. So I'm going to make one more try. I'm going to make one more jump through this window, and that's going to be it. So I threw myself into the window at the same time Gus on the roof. I'll let you explain what's going on while you were on the roof.
Yeah, when I was up there, I made it out. I'm hearing these windows crashing. Turn around, and I just see him. I can barely see his face. Just smoke, fire everywhere. And I had tunnel vision at this time. I suddenly my sympathetic nervous system kicked in. So I'm in there. I don't remember, at first, I'm punching, hitting the frame of the window, because I know that was my obstacle, the frame on top of the window. Hit my helmet, hit my SCBA pack, had to take off my pack. Your right side removal, left is your life, because that's where your air is. So that's what I did. I came out, I knew I did it, so when I turned around to help him, he still had his air pack on, and he wasn't giving it up for nothing. So,
and where was your air pack at this point?
My air pack, I don't remember this happening, but as soon as I got out and saw what's going on over here, my air pack was still on the floor, and my regulator was still hooked up. So as soon as I turned around, I remember my face was getting real hot, my mask had pulled off a little bit, so I don't remember unclipping my regulator, but I did that at some point. I ran back to him. And when I was in there trying to reach for him, I remember unbuckling the bottom of his SCBA because he wasn't going to give it up. And he was just going to town on this window. And I went to town on the frame. There's no way. In the middle of that, I injured my hand, didn't even feel it. And at this point, you can't do nothing else but sit there and pull, grab whatever you can. I couldn't even breathe at one point. I remember like somebody kicked me in the face, felt in my butt. I still had a hold of something. I didn't know what it was, but I had a hold of him. But while I was in there fighting for him, I remember pulling him one time. I remember his helmet hit the top frame of that window. Second time it was his air pack. And third time, I don't know how many times we tried, but eventually we came out. But I mean, it was wild.
You know, he's sitting there off air, standing in front of a ventilation hole. Like if you were to cut a hole in the roof and just stand there in front of it, that's basically what he was doing. So every breath that he took knocked him on his ass. So he's like, I got one try left. I'm reaching there, grab one more time, and pull. And you said, if that doesn't work, I'm going to go back in the room with him and push his fat ass out that way. Which is the definition of brotherhood, by the way. Not